Hi, my name is Carrie Sacco and I'm from Inspiring Nutritional Choices. And today I'm going to be showing you how to plant basil from seed in pots and containers, anywhere that you're going to have ready access to this wonderful fragrant herb. So this is what yours will look like in several weeks. Okay, to begin with, we need to decide where we're going to do this project. So if you're going to do it outside, that's great, particularly because you're working with dirt and water and it's a little bit messy, so outside is super. Or on a porch, that's good. Or if you're going to do it inside like I am, then you're going to want to protect the surface that you're working on with either newspaper, like I did, or what's even better than the newspaper is an old plastic tablecloth. Before we begin, there are a few other things that we need to get together, like the seeds. I like to use organic seeds, but any basil seeds that you can get are fine, will be perfect. Basil comes in lots of different varieties, like Thai basil and lemon basil and red basil. And then, of course, there's the regular basil like this. The other thing that we'll need is the soil. Again, I like to use organic potting soil, but if you can't get it, regular soil will do. And I put it in this big black plastic container because that's what I happen to have that I thought would work well. An old bucket will do, a box will do, anything that works for you, anything that you have around the house. I use a plastic cup to scoop up the dirt to put it in the container. You can use a spoon, you can use your hands, whatever works for you. Then I have a container to put the dirt into. This is from salad greens. So I punched a bunch of holes in the bottom and that worked really well. And we want good drainage for the basil because it doesn't like to be soggy. And I like this container because it has a top. I'm going to place the top gently over it after I've planted the seeds, so it will act like a greenhouse. Other containers that you can use. This is a cashew milk container and we put holes in the bottom. The holes, though, I have to say we had to drill because the plastic was so thick. There are other containers that would work a lot better, like cardboard milk containers. Those you can put the holes in the bottom much more easily. Other containers that you can use would be planting pots that you've gotten, that you have around. And the other thing we need is something to go under the container so it catches the water, so the water doesn't get on your table. The other thing, if you're using a container that's this shape, it's good to have an old plate under it to catch the water. Now we're going to plant the seeds, and the seeds are very, very tiny. I'll show you. Pouring them into my hand. They're so tiny. So we're going to plant these tiny, tiny seeds about 1/4 of an inch deep. Rows at first. I'm not going to worry about how far apart they are or anything of that sort. Alright, now I'm going to sprinkle them in, what I have left, because I have some in rows, and now I don't have to worry about putting them in one clump. Now I'm going to put them down into the soil about 1/4 of an inch deep, so I'm just sort of tapping. And I can even put just a teeny bit of soil, just a teeny bit more on top. I like to use a spray water bottle because in that way all of the seeds get watered evenly. Make sure the top is nice and wet. Okay, the seeds are planted and watered, and here's the cover. I put on it over it lightly so it'll allow for some air circulation and it will help the seeds to get started. And you should start to see the seeds growing, or the plants growing, in about 5 to 7 days. I planted a bunch of seeds, so when they first start to grow, there'll be a lot of little plants. And when they get to be about 1 to 2 inches tall, I'm going to start pulling them out and using them in my salads and in my sandwiches. They are packed full of vitamin A and vitamin K, and they have lots of minerals too. They're really good for us. So I'm going to take those little plants out and use them. And that's actually going to give more room for the plants that are left behind to establish good root systems and to become strong and hardy. When your plants are a little bit bigger and they have several sets of leaves, if you can see this, see the very tiny leaves on top? I'm going to pinch them back. I'm going to pinch them right out. And you can use those in soups, salads, meat dishes, fish dishes, sandwiches, or pop them in your mouth to eat them. They're delicious. And that's going to help to make the plant bushier. If you want to keep it going, but you don't want to use seeds, you can cut it and you can stick it in water and it will grow roots. And then you can plant this piece in soil and it will grow. That's how to grow basil. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to email me. I would love to hear from you. I also like to know about other things that you might like to grow. Keep in touch. Take care.